May I have your name again, please?
It's Krisha.
Krisha, okay.
Yes.
Thanks a lot for your effort, Krisha.
Yes, so you can start with the live. We have viewers joining in.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. 1 second. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Saaid Radwan. I'm a behavior analyst. I'm from Egypt, and I've been based in Dubai since 2012. And we are here today to talk about the teenagers' issues, and especially during our neurodivergent adults and individuals. So, first of all, if we are going to talk about uh, issues in teenagers, when we talk about the word issues, it means that they have some challenging behaviors. And when we talk about behaviors, we should understand uh, what triggers their behaviors and where it comes from and what is the reason that they do this kind of behaviors. So let's start here our presentation. Yeah. So first of all, we're going to talk about the issues or challenging behaviors throughout the ABA concept or the ABA methodology in adapting this kind of behaviors. So here we say about ABA to enhance the quality of life. What does it mean? It means like when we understand what triggers the behavior and what's the cause of it and why it happens and what is the causes of it, we can intervene it and we can change it and adapt it into a positive one. So the behavior could be changed, yes. The changing behaviors could be decreased, yes. Any kind of behavior, yes, any kind of behavior, despite psychological ones, despite that there is illness, despite that there is any mental or psychological issues. So any kind of behaviors could be adapted, could be decreased, could be managed throughout the, the ABA. So if we are going to talk about the ABA here, so our agenda is about, first of all, we're going to talk about what's the behavior, what triggers the behavior, and teenager issues, solutions, and questions at the end. First of all, as I said, when we talk about issuing behaviors or issues in our teenagers or with our kids or children in general. So, for example, maybe they refuse requests, maybe they have some issues at home, they are aggressive, they have aggression behavior at school, they don't listen to others, uh, they don't show appropriate behaviors in outings in the mall or when we go out. Sorry. So, this all kind of behaviors could cause a lot of behaviors, and it affects the parents. They put them in challenging situations, and especially if they are among crowd, and everyone is looking at their children or at the kids weirdly, and think about, okay, why they are doing this, why they can't adapt, why they don't follow the orders, why they are not listening to their parents, and this kind of situation that we all know about it. So first of all, if we are going to talk about the behavior, what's the behavior? The behavior is simply it's something or anything that the person do or say. For example, if I go to work in the morning and I had a very blue morning or challenging morning. I had long traffic and I've been late for work and I came so aggressive and everyone started to talk to me nicely. I respond aggressively. So this kind of my reaction, it's called the behavior. So there is a cause here because maybe I stuck in traffic in the morning and I have been late for work, so it will be deducted from my salary. So it affected me badly. So that's why I've acted this way. Also, the children and teenagers and our kids, all of them, when they behave or when they act or when they talk in inappropriate way or abnormally or in a different way that we could expect from them, that is the issue here. Because if they speak aggressively or they are hitting others or biting or doesn't listen to us. So all the acts or all the says or all the reactions from them, uh, we can take it as a challenging behavior or issuing behavior. So in ABA, how we deal with it? First of all, we have to address the behavior. So how to address it? We have to address it objectively. What does it mean? Like I can't say that my child had a blue day. My child has a mad day. My child uh, is a monster. I can't understand from that. But I can say my child can crying 4 times a day. I can say my child fighted himself 6 times per hour. I can't say my child had a tantrum for 25 minutes. That's an objective way, which means I can collect data from the behavior, I can measure it, and I can decrease it after that. So when I talk about behavior, I have to put in mind to talk about it, to talk about it in an objective way. And when I tell it to a therapist or to a family counselor or specialist, I have to put in mind when I give the data and when I talk about the behavior, so choose my words to give right information so I can measure and I can monitor it and I can reduce it after that. So what triggers the behavior in teenagers, in children, in all of us, even us? For example, if I post a picture on social media, I'm looking for a lot of likes, a lot of sharing, a lot of good comments, positive comments. So I'm looking for attention here. It will fulfill my desire to be connected to others, to be famous or to be attractive. So the kind of behavior here is attraction, seeking attraction or attention for others. Sometimes when our children or our kids they are talking loudly, it's also seeking attention behavior. Like, look at me. You have to give me some attention. You have to pay attention to what I'm saying, to take care of what I'm doing. Okay. Sometimes our children, the most needed thing for them is just to look to them, to look what they are doing and to value what they are doing. However, it's simple or complex or complicated, it doesn't matter, but they just need our eyes. So that's kind of behavior seeking or attention seeking behavior. They are looking for attention. Sometimes they need something called tangible. Tangible means like they need their iPad, they need sweets, they need anything materialistic. So that's another need for them. So if we look through the four functions of behavior, which means what triggers the behavior, what's behind the behavior, what makes the behavior occur, what makes the behavior happen. Here, it's on in ABA. We categorize it in four categories here. Number one is escaping. For example, okay, my child or my teenager, my son, my daughter comes back from school, and I ask them to let's do the homework. Okay, they say okay, let me play for 5 minutes, and I will back to homework, and they spend hours on tablets or iPad or whatever. So they are escaping. They are escaping from doing the homework and doing something else. Uh, let's do something, and they start crying, or they go sleep, or sometimes they wake up in the morning trying to pretend that they are sick, they are having fever or having unhappy stomach or whatever, just to escape going to school. So that's escaping. Another one, or second one, is attention, as we explained before. Attention seeking. So they do things, or they react or say or talk in a different way because they are seeking attention. The third one is tangible. Tangible, it could be anything materialistic, like iPad, could be sweets, could be bicycle, could be any gadgets, could be a book, could be anything materialistic, anything tangible, anything like an object that's could be tangible. And the last one, and it's a bit tricky one because it's we can't see it, and we need to keep a focused eye on what under scope to figure it out and to understand it. It's sensory. So many of our individuals, many of our children, our kids, they have some sensory needs, like, or sensory issues or sensory challenging. Uh, it would be the label in their t-shirts, the one in the uh, backside uh, of the collar, uh, or maybe they are sensitive to lights, they are sensitive to loud voices, they are sensitive to be in a crowded place, or they are fidgeting a lot, or sometimes they are sensitive to warm places or cold places, many things, or they are sensitive to some kind of textures. Uh, they might have some phobias, like they are afraid of heights, they are afraid of closed places or dark places. So this kind of sensory issues or sensory needs, uh, it also triggers a lot of behaviors, and in some in some tricky or complicated cases, we see like this kind of sensory behaviors that might trigger another behaviors or another uh, physical issues. So some kids have they are sensitive to some chemical smells, and it affects them that they could vomit, or they have diarrhea, or they have unhappy stomach. They might get dizzy. Some of them might get fainted, and we don't know what happened because we see a physical reaction on their bodies, and we might don't know that happened because they are sensitive to chemical smells or some kind of smells. Uh, so that's why it's tricky. That's why we need to have a close eye on it, because it's very important, and many of our autistic individuals they have it and they need it, and it might trigger so many issuing behavior, like long period tantrums or meltdowns or aggression. Uh, so that's a very, very important one. So once again, if we are going to wrap up about them, it's skipping behavior, attention, seeking attention, or looking for tangible and sensory. So next, if we put that in mind, that four categories or four functions of behaviors in our minds, now we can sort out uh, the behaviors and the scenarios that happens to our children every day. Maybe they are shouting because they need something. Maybe the AC is low. Maybe they are escaping doing homework, or maybe they are looking for something else. So in this case, we have to refer it. First of all, I'll just stop the sharing too because we need to talk about it. So if we mention here when we see our children or our kids, uh, we have to refer it to these four functions of behavior. First of all, we have to make sure that our children or our kids, they don't have any illness, any sickness, or any physical or medical issues, okay, that might interfere their behavior. Because if they are sick, we can't refer to those four functions of behavior. If they have any illness, if they are physically or medically not well, we can't refer to those four functions of behavior. So first of all, we have to exclude and make sure that they don't have any. illness or sickness or any medical issues. Okay, they are fully well, nothing affects them mentally, psychologically, medically, and physically. And after that, yes, uh, when I see my kids are shouting or fighting or having any challenging behavior or any issues, so yeah, I I I can refer to those four functions of behavior. Maybe they want to go out because maybe they felt like the room is tight for them and it caused some sensory issues for them. They want to feel free. They want to have some breathe. Maybe they are escaping from the homework. Maybe they are escaping from uh, any work that we are trying to do with them, or maybe it's just for attention. Nowadays, a lot of parents are so busy, and they get back home, they don't have time for their children. They just want to finish their homework with them. They just want to make sure that everything is fine with them at school, and they might don't have time to, for example, play with them or to share their interests or to share their games or whatever with them, or watch TV with them, or watch a movie with them, or have a popcorn night with them. They're all busy. So sometimes the kids doing this kind of behavior, like it shows like an aggression or shouting or meltdown, because they need this attention. They need us to see them, to watch them, and uh, to, to give them time and to give them the valuable attention to them. Another side, when it comes to teenage uh, individuals, despite those four functions of behavior, our teenage ages, when they grow up, they have some different level of hormones that's happening and occurring in their bodies, and not all of them, or most of them, they will not understand what's going on in their bodies, and why they are feeling this kind of feelings, and we will face some puberty issues. They want to be alone. They want to have close friends, or they want to hide. They want to if they are verbal, they won't talk too much with others. They will just want their um, self time, or they want their privacy or their private time to be alone. We have to keep an eye on that. They might want to sleep a lot. They are not sleeping, but they are just in bed, or they spend more time in toilet, or they are going, if they are at school, they will ask to go to the toilet more frequently, more than before. Uh, that's fine, because it's their normal growing up and the normal development for them, physical development for them. So we have to understand that and to keep it on our brain, because it's normal, and there are many ways to teach them and how and to let them understand what's going on with them, and cross this phase of life or stage of life safely with them. So once again, when we understand why the behavior happens, okay, if it's through ABA or through the puberty or the teenagers stage of life, or changing hormones in their bodies, if we put them in our minds, so it will make us more calm, more relaxed, and understanding their needs, because at the end, the behavior happens for a need, and if it's not fulfilled, it will cause this behavior. So let's get back to our presentation here. So the solutions. If we're going to talk about the solutions here, it's not something difficult, but first of all, we need as I mentioned before, we need to understand their needs, and we need to know the triggers on the causes that make these behaviors, and to understand the needs of our kids, our teenagers. Uh, because once we understand it, we will fulfill it, and we will give it to them, and we'll provide it to them. Sometimes they need it immediately, which cause extra issuing behavior, but uh, this also, it has many couple of strategies that we can teach them. We can wait, and we do this first, then we do something else. So there are many strategies we can follow. We can discuss it later, but mainly the main thing for the parents, they need to understand first their needs, and they need to know why it happens. And at the end, when we deal with the issuing behaviors, we are not dealing with the personal in front of us. We are dealing with the behavior. So we have to separate between the person and the behavior. Okay. And keep in mind, it's not against us, and it's not something that we have to fight with, because the behavior is a way of communication, feeling about needs. And without fulfilling these needs, the behavior will continue to occur. So, first of all, we need to understand it, and to consider it, and to separate it between the person. Okay, so my child, my son, my daughter, my kids, they are my beloved ones. Okay, however they do, however they react, however they say, however they show aggression, however they have meltdowns or tantrums, doesn't matter. I love them. Our kids have to understand that, and to see it from our reactions and from our behaviors. Okay, because many families and many parents comes to me and start complaining about their kids. They start complaining about uh, their children and teenagers. And, okay, he's not listening. He's not following orders. He's not making his homework. He has aggression behavior. He shouts. He fights. He will fix this. He's having a very struggling morning when he wakes up, and he doesn't go to bed early. They start complaining and mentioning his name or her name, uh, and they don't. For example, if it's at home or in the clinic, they don't give, or they don't respect that the child might listen to that. They might hear it. And if we put ourselves in our children's shoes, if we change the places, okay, if let's consider it, let's make it together now. Like, okay, let's think that we are the teenagers that our parents are complaining about us, and they are they don't have any solutions to do with us. So what shall we do? Okay, as a teenager now, if I see like the most supportive people that I'm relying on, they are complaining about me, and they don't have any support from me, and they don't have solution from me. So how I will trust them? So that's another issue, that our kids and our children, our teenagers, they will lose the trust with their parents. They will see that they are, sorry to say that, but they are useless, and they're always complaining about us. And some of them, they will use it. Okay, you don't fulfill my needs, you don't understand me, I will give you more. I will give you more behavior. Let you complain more. Because as parents, we have, as I said, as I mentioned before, we have to understand that and the behavior is communication way, a communication tool that our kids telling about their needs, and that's their way. Okay, and that's, they don't have the proper way, or they don't have the verbal way or the context or the proper coherent context to address it to us or to bring it on the table of discussion to tell us, okay, sorry, I want to skip from doing my homework now, or I need my self time now. I need a space of time to relax and to release my mind. I'm stressed. We can't say that. It's not in their vocabularies. It's not in their glossaries. Okay, because their glossaries are so simple and it's not complicated. They can't understand the gestures or the complicated communication verbs or phrases that we are using. So we have to keep it in mind that the it's communication tool and its needs, and we have to separate it. The behavior separated from the person. Okay, we are not against them. And the last thing as a solution is we have to rebuild the trust between ourselves as parents and our kids. Because if we lost the trust, they will not listen and will not do whatever we want from them. And it will cause extra psychological issues for them. So we have to take it easy and to understand it and to understand why it happens and how it happens. And it's a communication way. And it's not about our kids, it's about the behavior we have to separate and to fulfill these needs as parents and to show them like we support you, we love you however you are, and both you and us as parents, we're gonna overcome this kind of behavior or challenges or issues together, and it's easy. We all have problems in our life, we all have issues, and we will show them as a model rules as parents. We give them the right model rules in how we fix our own issues by scenarios, by demonstrated situations or preset scenarios to teach them that. So if there is any questions, I will be happy to hear it. Okay, so that's for now, and I'd like to thank this Connect for this lovely opportunity, and I hope that you get some useful information about dealing with the teenagers issues. And thanks everyone.